Have you ever wondered how a single act of kindness can create a ripple effect of generosity and blessings? Well, it turns out this isn't just a comforting thought, it's a principle deeply embedded in the wisdom of the Torah. This ancient text holds a transformative idea, that giving in fact leads to prosperity. But how does that work, you ask? Well, it's beautifully simple. When we extend our hands to help others, we're not just giving away something, we're actually setting in motion a cycle of generosity. It's like throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripples spread far and wide, reaching places the pebble never could. Similarly, our acts of kindness can reach and touch lives in ways we might not even imagine. So, the question is, how does this principle work in our everyday lives? Imagine dropping a pebble into a calm pond. The ripples it creates spread out, reaching far beyond the point of impact. Now, let's take this image and apply it to the concept of giving. Consider the pebble as your act of giving. Just as the pebble disrupts the stillness of the water and creates ripples, so does your act of generosity disrupts the status quo. It initiates a chain reaction of positivity and kindness that can reach far beyond your initial act. Think about it. When you choose to give, whether it's your time, your resources, or your kindness, you're not only impacting the immediate recipient of your generosity, your action can inspire them to pay it forward, to extend their own act of kindness to someone else. This is where the ripple effect truly begins. Your single act of giving can thus set in motion a wave of generosity. The recipient of your kindness might feel inspired to help a friend in need. That friend in turn could lend a helping hand to a struggling neighbor. The neighbor might then decide to donate to a local charity, and so on. Each act of kindness, each act of giving can inspire another, creating an ever-widening circle of positivity and generosity. Moreover, it's not just about the physical act of giving, it's about the spirit behind it. The spirit of giving is contagious. It can spark a sense of compassion and empathy in others, encouraging them to step outside of their own needs and consider the needs of others. It can inspire a shift in perspective, promoting a more selfless and inclusive worldview. This is the power of the ripple effect. It's about recognizing that our actions, no matter how small they may seem, can have a profound impact on the world around us. It's about understanding that giving is not just a one-way street, but a cycle of generosity that can perpetuate itself, spreading positivity and blessings far and wide. And just like that, your single act of giving can create an expansive ripple effect. Let's put this principle into perspective with some real-life examples. Imagine a small town in the heartland of America. A local businessman, John, had a thriving bakery. He was known for his generosity, often donating loaves of bread to the local food bank. One day a fire engulfed his bakery, leaving him with nothing. The townsfolk, moved by his giving spirit, rallied around him. They raised funds to rebuild his bakery. John's generosity had created a ripple effect, inspiring others to give back in his time of need. Across the Atlantic Ocean, in a bustling city in India, lived a rickshaw puller named Raj. Despite his meager earnings, Raj made it a point to offer free rides to the elderly and physically challenged. One day, a man whom Raj had given a free ride to turned out to be a wealthy businessman. Touched by Raj's kindness, he set up a fund to ensure that Raj and his family would never have to worry about their basic needs again. Raj's single act of kindness had created a ripple effect, changing his life and inspiring others. Now, let's shift our gaze to a high school in Canada. A shy student named Mia was constantly bullied. A fellow student, Jake, noticed her struggle and decided to stand up for her. He started a kindness club at school, encouraging students to perform acts of kindness and stand against bullying. The club gained momentum, and the culture of the school began to change. Jake's act of giving, standing up for someone who couldn't, created a ripple effect, transforming the school's environment. In Africa, a woman named Amina, despite not having much, was known for her generosity. She would share whatever little she had with those in need. A visiting volunteer was so moved by Amina's spirit that she started a GoFundMe campaign for Amina. People from around the world donated, and Amina was able to start a small business, providing for her family and creating jobs in her community. Amina's consistent acts of giving created a ripple effect, not only changing her life, but also bringing prosperity to her community. These stories from different corners of the world share a common thread: the ripple effect of giving. From John's bakery in America, Raj's rickshaw in India, Jake's kindness club in Canada, to Amina's small business in Africa, the ripple effect is evident. In each story, the act of giving led to unexpected returns and influenced others to give. creating a cycle of generosity. It's a testament to the timeless wisdom of the Torah, where it is said that a generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. These stories serve as proof that a single act of giving can indeed create a wave of positivity. But what's in it for you, you might ask? Well, let's delve into the rewards of giving. It's not about material gain as some might think, it's about personal growth, happiness, and the sense of fulfillment it brings. Giving, in its purest form, is a selfless act. It's about extending a piece of yourself, your time, your resources, or your skills to benefit someone else. And while the recipient undoubtedly benefits, the giver is rewarded in ways that are often overlooked. Firstly, let's talk about personal growth. When you give, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're challenging your perceptions, your biases, and your limits. You're learning to empathize, to understand, and to connect on a deeper level. You're becoming a better version of yourself, one act of generosity at a time. Secondly, there's happiness. There's a unique joy that comes from giving, a joy that's different from what we experience when we receive. It's the joy of seeing someone else's face light up, of knowing that you've made a difference. It's a joy that lingers, that warms you from the inside out, and that reminds you of the good you're capable of. Then, there's the sense of fulfillment. Fulfillment isn't about having more, it's about being more. It's about living a life of purpose and meaning. And what could be more fulfilling than knowing that you've touched a life, that you've made the world a little brighter, a little kinder, a little better? You see, giving isn't a one-way street, it's a cycle. A beautiful, continuous cycle of generosity and blessings. When you give, you're not just refreshing others, you're also refreshing yourself. You're inviting prosperity into your life, not in terms of wealth, but in terms of richness of spirit, of character, of experience. So the next time you find yourself asking, what's in it for me? Remember this: giving enriches you. It broadens your horizons, it deepens your connections, and it amplifies your joy. Giving, in essence, refreshes not just others, but also the giver. So how can we put this principle into practice, you may ask? Well, the beauty of giving is that it takes many forms, and even the smallest act can make a substantial impact. Let's start with volunteering. Volunteering your time and energy is a powerful way to create a ripple of positivity in your community. This can be as simple as dedicating an afternoon to help at a local food bank, or committing to a long-term mentorship program. When you volunteer, you're not just giving your time, you're sharing your skills, your passion, and your heart. You're contributing to a cause bigger than yourself, and that's a beautiful thing. Donating is another way you can practice giving. This could be monetary donations to charities that resonate with you, or it could be donating items you no longer need. Remember that one man's trash is another man's treasure. That dress you haven't worn in 2 years could be the perfect outfit for someone going to a job interview. That old laptop gathering dust in your attic could provide a child with the means to complete their homework. Your act of giving could be the stepping stone someone needs to improve their life. And then, there's the act of helping a neighbor. It doesn't have to be grand or time-consuming. It could be as simple as helping them carry their groceries, mowing their lawn, or just offering a listening ear when they need it. These acts of kindness foster a sense of community and connection, and they remind us of our shared humanity. In all these ways, you can practice giving in your daily lives. And remember, it's not about the size of the act, but the heart behind it. When you give, you create a cycle of generosity and blessings, not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. You become a part of something bigger, a wave of positivity and prosperity that can change the world, one act of giving at a time. Remember, every act of giving, no matter how small, can create a ripple effect of positivity and blessings.
For enlightening resources, or join us in person at our welcoming space at 5237 West Diversey Avenue in Chicago. We are here for you. It's time to discover what you've been missing.